chain. Oops. Chain of fools. Alright, guess what? I figure, you know what? I need to look into this little masculine mind thing a little bit more. I hope you guys don't mind. I know you don't. Because I'm like, yeah, we keep saying, like, deal with this and deal with that. But, like, what is it? I need a little bit more details. I don't know about y'all. It must be my inquisitive nature. You know, I did tell you I have a sun Libra, a moon Gemini, and a rising Gemini. Supposedly, at least. So, guess what? I like to get to the bottom of things. A Sherlock Holmes, if you would. No, seriously, I should work for the Alphabet Boys because, I don't know, sometimes you would just be amazed at the things where I could pull things out of my mind. Anyway, hey, masculine, guess what? What's up, boo? There's some stuff on your mind. What's on your mind? We're going to do nothing but tarot. What's on your mind, masculine? The Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups really is about wishes fulfilled, feeling emotionally, let's see, not necessarily like independent, but it's like, it's still kind of like your own. It's not the Ten of Cups, which is like relationship bliss. This one says, wait, it does say relationship bliss. What the? Sorry, guys. I thought, you know, like the Ten of Cups was more of like everything relationship-wise together. But, you know, I guess for me as well, like the Nine of Cups is still kind of like an independent, like what are my own wishes and dreams? What's on your mind for yourself? And again, I'm going off of like the last video, and it's like what's popping in my mind is like looking at other people, envying other people, and what's on your mind is like, well, what actually is going to be my own Nine of Cups? Like, what are my wishes? What's going to bring me my bliss, my emotional bliss, you know? What masculine, what else is on your mind about this? Like your wishes. Then you have the Ten of Wands and the Six of Wands together. So I'm hearing that your ego is really causing you a lot of burdens, masculine. There's this idea that you have to come home, or like there's this burden in your mind about all your endeavors that you're supposed to come back being a champion and getting all these accolades. Wow, look at what you did. Like the Six of Wands is like, it's like kind of like success, and you come home and everybody's celebrating you, and you know, you're just feeling so good. And in my mind, I'm just hearing it's your ego has been a burden. You feeling as though you have to show something for your achievements, or basically getting like, oh my gosh, so this is what I'm hearing right now, is that your validation, your external validation is a burden. It's become a burden for you. I don't think that that's really bringing you happiness anymore. Is your ego is not your wishes, your dream wishes. Like, I don't even think like having other people like it's that envy card from the last video that I'm hearing is like, I think it's become a burden on you. What in your mind, having to prove something. Okay, set that down. Set that down. You don't have to prove anything, masculine. You don't have to prove anything, okay? What do you have to prove except to yourself? What are your own wishes? Look into your heart. What are your own wishes? Not necessarily what people expect of you or what you think that you need to bring back to everybody else, set that down. That has been a weight for many, many lifetimes. Okay, like your parents probably did it, your grandparents, your great great grandparents. Like I'm always saying, you know what? Great 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 grandma did it already. I don't have to do it. I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna set it down for us, you know? So I think what's on the masculine's mind is how much of their ego is sabotaging actually. And maybe this isn't on your mind, but it's just like the ego and the burdens versus what actually is bringing my bliss, my emotional bliss, my 9 of Cups, my wishes fulfilled, my satisfaction. Because you know what? I don't think that this, I mean, I don't think that the ego or like returning to the accolades and having everybody praise you is a positive energy for you right now because of this 10 of Wands. I think it's a burden is what I'm saying. Like I just read the cards. Okay, so check out that envy. The envy, if you feel like people are going to be watching you and envious of you, that's a burden too. That's distracting you from your wishes fulfillment. Is this even in camera? I'm so sorry, guys. Wow. And also, you know, having always to get praise for what you do. You're so smart. You're so strong. You're so fast. You're so capable. That's not self-love. And that's a burden of like, I'm going to have to prove this now. Like that's an external validation that is actually distracting from your true wishes desired. So let's keep going. What else is on the masculine? What else is on the masculine's mind? What else is on your mind? Let's talk about it. Can we talk about it? Baby, let's talk about it. I want to talk about it. The Queen of Wands and the 6 of Swords. Whoo, interesante. Definitely, what's this one? Was kind of touching my hand. The 3 of Wands. Wow. You know, I think it's just trusting in your receptive energy. Because you're so used to having to show up and kind of showcase like, hey, I got this and hey, I got that and look what I got. Look what I can do. And what's happening is that energy, because this is still a Wands card, and it's the feminine. It's you and your creative feminine energy though. Like something about it is very turbulent for you that you are just having a hard time trusting your inner divine. Your masculine, what's on your mind is that you're still waiting. Or maybe you're still moving through. You're definitely in the middle of leaving behind this old burden, this old way of being masculine. And what that actually means is that you can be receptive and more flowing with that fire energy, with that action-oriented. Trust me, women are still making moves, men. Just because the society says that females don't get shit done, or that like we're timid and we're subtle, or like we're over emotional or chaotic. That's not true. That's a lie. Put down that burden. Put down that burden, that feminine, something about being feminine or being intuitive or trusting your gut or listening to your heart, or, just honoring the nurture in you, or coming from your heart center first and then being strong. Like that's some sort of like thing that isn't powerful. We still get our accolades, trust me. Like, men bow down. I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but masculine, you could be more stronger than feminine, but feminine really is the way to go, because it's still getting shit done, and it's still, for you masculine, you're still gonna be traversing what was old and turbulent. It's interesting that both of these cards, their backs, because, like, trusting in that it's gonna happen while you're still in the throes of it. Like, can you travel through the troubled waters? I mean, these are from troubled waters to calmer waters, right? The Six of Swords is like you're leaving behind things. You're setting down the burdens for sure, like learning to, and this is what's on your mind, is like, how do I set down the burdens of my ego and actually take that energy, that fire energy, into a more like balanced feminine, the divine. It's like waiting on the divine. The Three of Wands is that the ships are coming in. You're still waiting for it though. You're still waiting for it. I feel like even with this Ten of Wands, you haven't set the burden down yet. And that's why you're like, dang, what will make me happy? Like, what is my wishes fulfilled? This is on my mind, I'm waiting for this transformation. Like, you're still masculine. It's on your mind still of how to trust the feminine energy, that it's going to get you through. It's going to bring in your ships. You're still going to make fire. Like, you're still going to have action and accolade. You just have to put down the burden that somehow you think that it's like being in your feminine is like a chaotic or turbulent thing. Like, you can balance it, In my mind, I was just like seeing like when dad brings mom flowers, because he knows, okay, mom might be a little upset, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta work through it. Like, how would you balance it? Like, think about yourself as masculines. Think about yourself as your own two parents. Like, you are your divine father and you are your divine mother, like, how would you do it? How would dad come bring it to mom? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just kind of balancing, and it's in everything. It's still happening. Like, your wishes are still fulfilled. Okay, that's why it's on your mind. Like, am I still gonna get what I want? I'm still waiting for what I want. I'm still, kind of, maybe you're unsure. Like, your ego really has you unsure of if you can put down those burdens of actually embracing mom. You need to embrace your holy mother. Like, you're still fire. You're still this man. You still got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if a real man, he knows how to use the true power of his being. You know what I'm saying? To traverse the turbulence and the distortions of the burdens, because he knows it's coming in, right? The masculine is action oriented, but sometimes, you have to use that action-oriented energy in a more balanced, feminine way, not distorted. And I know that everyone's like, well, my mom and my dad, like how we're all raised, and that has different ways of doing it too. But in your heart, go from your heart center, what will bring you. In your mind, you're thinking about, like, what is my wishes fulfilled, Is it really carrying these burdens of my ego? Or is it bringing love to my divine being, and traversing this? Like, you could have mind and heart, distortions, or like their polarities, they're fighting each other right now, just because the way that you're looking at stuff. It's the way that you're considering what's coming, or how you're getting there, What else is on your mind, divine masculine? Let's just see what comes out. Betrayal. I'm sorry for turning my back the times you needed me most. Betrayal. That's pretty self self-explanatory. And I feel like this is just you speaking to yourself. Because your ego will have you doing things, carrying things for too long. And that's a self-betrayal. Holding on to things, not showing up for yourself, not taking yourself through these waters, or even just not even using your power and your action-oriented energy in a way to trust your inner divine, you know, to trust your intuition, to trust your balance. I'm sorry for the things that, I'm for turning my back the times that you needed me. Didn't I say that their backs were turned? Whoa, that was kind of weird. So, you know, this ego thing, you're not going to betray yourself, masculine, in your mind if you're thinking, oh my God, I still have to like carry all these like wounds, and I still have to like show up for my ego, and like people are like expecting this of me, and like I'm envious of them for what they got. Like, stop betraying yourself. This is a betrayal to your true wishes that you can work through, and you can look at this is in your mind. I'm going to betray them, like me setting down this burdens or these egos. No, there's a way that you can use whatever you still got going on to traverse and bring forward your divine ships. Like your wishes fulfilled, or what's on your mind. Am I still going to get my wishes fulfilled? What's going to make you happy? What's going to bring your wishes fulfilled? You're not betraying anybody but yourself when you hang on to these issues, things that are making you heavy and just tired and chasing like some sort of external validation. You don't, it's so weird. I'm sorry for turning my back the times you needed me most. And I said that. You are not feeling that anymore. You're not feeling betraying yourself anymore, masculines. That's on your mind. You want to set down these burdens and really use your creative energy in probably a more subtle, like relaxed way. And you're still supported. All your stuff is still going to manifest if you do that too. You don't have to betray yourself by staying in situations where your ego is eating you inside, or destroying the situations, or making you tired. If you feel like you have to produce something for other people, like that's not your self-wish. That's not for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you can absolutely take all that fire energy that you have, you know, and channel it into something, again, that is more receptive and flowing and taking you away from the burdens and the chaos. Like you want to move away from that. You're tired of betraying yourself. I'm sorry for the times I turned my back on you. That's wild, because these images, you know, and it's all about going with the divine, trusting that you can set down your burdens, and that you're still gonna get your respect. Like you're still the queen, okay? I mean, the energy of like you're still gonna be royalty, basically. Like you're still sitting on this powerful, like they still respect you, okay? Especially when you stand up for yourself. And it might not happen right away. Like it might take some time to actually look at what are the burdens and the betrayals that you've been holding on to, you know, that are actually like racking your brain about like your own wishes. It might take some time, but it's coming in. You will learn how to be patient and receptive, and we're going to learn how to be definitely more in the true feminine, not our distorted feminine, because that's a fear. That's another ego burden, is that, you know, how did things look in the past? It's like we're traversing that. Masculines are getting through that. That's on their mind. It's like, well, how do I get through? How do I wait and get through? Like, I think patience, I'm hearing patience is a huge thing. And especially with that envy card from the last video, you know, that's a burden. Fear not, because this is always the inner work. What else is on your mind, masculine? What else is on your mind? Let's look at some, what else is on your mind? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? What's on your mind? All right, let's see. Forbidden fruit. You're feeling really tempted, I think, to try something that wow, I'm hearing just like leaving behind something and doing something you never did before. And especially it's like a feminine on this card too. I think, and the forbidden fruit has to do with Eve. That's so interesting. I'm hearing this with this Queen of Wands. Masculines, I think on your mind, wow. Okay, look, masculine. Honoring your feminine is not a burden. I just hope you know that you don't have to stay in your ego if you want to enjoy being sensual and if you want to enjoy being erotic. Like, I know that there's like perversion and like poor men, like your minds, like I feel bad for men really in this society because they really are explicitly taken advantage of, and then they're not really given any space to explore. Like, it's just like basically like they're perverted from a young age to look at themselves in very limited masculine views, when in fact, men, you are sensual. Like, you can like bubble baths. You know what I mean? Sometimes men are the tempter, you know, like they like to flirt and they like to do these like what we would say feminine things. It's just a powerful energy, right? Like when you step in to being that Eve energy or the Queen of Wands, like masculine in a safe and healthy way that honors who you are, that doesn't, you know, necessarily take you into like this pornographic, like that is a distortion, you know what I mean? Because you're depleted afterwards. You'll know what's good for you by the energy that it maintains. If it brings you into like some exhaustion and like just like tired and like drained and just like just not feeling rejuvenated, then you know that's not the energy for you. That's what you're leaving behind. Stop turning your back on yourself. Stop doing things for the sake of your ego that drain you. Stop betraying yourself. Move out of that energy. You can embrace your sensuality without draining yourself. Like, I'm sorry that you were taught to spread your seed or something is like what makes you a man. I'll never forget, one of my exes was like, this is what makes me a man. Like, basically your penis is what makes you a man. That's it. No, that is not. But that's how he felt. That's how he felt. And if that's how you feel, okay, that's how you feel. But guess what? In spirit, your spirit is actually saying, I am more. I am more than just I'm more than just a dick. Excuse me. See, I had to cough. I'm not always good at being vulgar, but you know, I'm more than just that. I am more than just that. You don't have to betray yourself anymore. You know what I mean? If it feels forbidden, but it's just something that you haven't learned to integrate into yourself, check and see if that's still a burden on your mind of your ego. And instead, because these are all fire energies, right? Wow, even the Three of Wands. Is it ego-based and driving you exhausted, or are you using that? Are you using that fire to trust in your divine to pull you through of that turbulence, right? To get rid of that turbulence and those burdens and those self-betrayals, to honor your own sensuality. There we go. Wow, that took a lot. Holy moly, a whole like 50 minutes worth of videos just for the masculine to come to terms and understand what's on your mind, what's your wishes fulfilled. You know, where you can start is your own sensuality. Sensuality, okay? It's not about jerking off and spilling weirdness all over the place. That's distorted masculine. And it's also distorted feminine, okay? You can still be powerful, holding it together, loving yourself, honoring yourself first. Sensuality is on the mind. And how I think that you're bringing about it, though, is it an old paradigm where it was causing us pain or even just exhaustion? Actually, you know what I'm hearing is Kundalini and tantric stuff of just like honoring our sacred energy, not spilling it over too much. I think that for yourself, for your 9 of Cups that's on your mind, there's just a lot going on with your ego and how your sensuality is being played. You don't have to give it up. You don't have to turn your back on yourself. If you don't want to do something, if you want to wait, you do that. You're still going to have many things. Like, you have a lot of burdens that you need to set down, and you cannot let just the external validation. Maybe you tell them no. You know, you be like, you don't have to say yes to everything. Just because the offer presents itself, you don't have to do it, okay? Okay. We turn down a lot over here because why? We have our self wishes to fulfill. And we're still respected always sitting on the throne. You don't have to lower yourself. You don't have to betray yourself, okay? You don't have to do that to be sensual and to be in your own, to move out of your own way, or, you know, to honor this energy that's in you. Because, you know, masculines, like, they just have a lot of going on. And society has, what is it called? Socialized. We socialize humans, guys. I hope you know that. Like, everyone's running on a program. You're not that way because you just came out that way. Like, there's natural things, yeah, and then there's the distortions. So be aware of where you're still holding the distortions in your mind, what's on your mind. You don't need to betray yourself if you're a sensual being. If you would rather wait and go slow and set down those burdens and not deal with your ego anymore, you know? Good for you. Good for you. I love you so much, masculine, again. I hope this was helpful. You know, I could just go on and on forever, but I really just don't know what else to say. So have a good one and see you next time. Bye-bye.